Coming up, food fight. You know the one. Except you might not know the backstory. We'll tell you about the customer chaos inside of a Lower East Side restaurant, and you won't believe what workers say sent them into a fury.
Timing out the showers and who's going to end up with some heavy rain by morning.
And if you've got plants in your home and they're in the pots, pay attention. We'll tell you why these pots have environmentalists so concerned. Hey, what's up and welcome back. Y'all know what time it is. It is News 4 Now and today's date is July 8th. I'm your girl, Kate Ingram. And guys, first up, we have got to talk about this wild video that I am sure you've seen all over your social media of this wild food fight involving fries and disgruntled customers. Now, truly, I don't know where to begin, but what we're told today is that employees of the restaurant are really scared to go back. All right, this right here was a chaotic scene just after 4 Sunday morning at Bel Fries on Ludlow Street. 3 customers ripping out plexiglass and hurling bottles, a bar stool, and other items at employees. 2 employees were hurt. The restaurant has been closed since the attack.
I'm thinking again, is it worth it? Is it worth to do anything in New York City anymore?
Now, the latest info we've got is that 3 of the women were arrested. Meanwhile, more wild video from the week. A standoff in Brooklyn takes a terrifying turn when a man running from police took a desperate leap to avoid being caught. Investigators identifying the man as 25-year-old Kendall Floyd. They say he climbed up onto the subway tracks while trying to run away from the police. He's accused of hitting an officer with his car door when he was pulled over Thursday in Brooklyn. Floyd here jumped onto the roof of a store, injuring his leg when he landed. But by then, police caught up with him. Floyd was taken to a nearby hospital and faces multiple charges. Here in the city, the latest stats show that the number of reported cases increased nearly 20% in just one day. That's up to 141 cases. 12 more cases have been reported in other parts of New York, though. In the meantime, the city continues to scramble to find enough vaccines to meet the demand. You know, we're told that this week, 2,500 new appointments were completely booked within 10 minutes. So although anyone can catch monkeypox, health officials say that the current outbreak has been largely concentrated among men who have close sexual contact with other men. Oof, and if that wasn't enough, a highly contagious subvariant of Omicron is fueling a 6th wave of the pandemic right here in New York. It's called BA5 and accounted for more than 40% of all New York State positive COVID samples tested in the last 2-week data set. It's also the dominant strain here in the U.S. Health experts say that it is substantially more vaccine resistant than its predecessor.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria La Rosa. Looking ahead to a relatively quiet evening, still rather sticky, still mild. 80 degrees by 6 p.m. By 9 o'clock. More clouds than anything else. 77 degrees, and we'll stay in the 70s through later on tonight. It's a better chance to see some of those showers by tomorrow morning as they move in overnight, mainly south of the city. So for the Jersey Shore, coastal Long Island, it will be a damp start to the day, and for the Jersey Shore, maybe a damp midday as well. Some of those showers hang on, could be picking up as much as half an inch to an inch of rainfall by the time Saturday wraps up. As far as starting off the day, 71 degrees in the city, a mild 74 in Newark. We're starting off in the 70s from Islip and Merrick down the shore, pretty close to that north and west, a little cooler, but still muggy in the mid 60s.
And finally, if you're a plant mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, if you've got plants in your apartment, you might want to check what kind of pot it comes in. If it's black, then this story is definitely one for you. Apparently, those kind of pots might be bad for the environment. NBCLX is here to take a look. Check it out.
Black plastic is ubiquitous in both the brunch and plant industry, and here's why.
They are capable of holding in the temperature, holding in the heat better.
Marie Chiappo is a horticulturalist and landscape designer who looked at the impact plastic in the plant industry has on the environment. What she learned is that the green industry isn't as green as it appears, and black plastic has a lot to do with that.
The problem is that optical readers at recycling facilities cannot detect black. That in and of itself has created a huge nightmare in terms of the recyclability of these pots.
Because the scanners at facilities can't detect the color black, a majority of these pots are not recycled.
The recycling people know that the optical reader's not going to read it, so they just toss it to the side.
And it's not just black plastic. Many pots that aren't black don't get recycled because they're made of a mixture of different types of plastic. In fact, it was estimated 98% of all plastic pots ended up in landfills in 2015.
You cannot recycle a product that contains different resins. You can't.
And when it comes to cheaply produced plastic
can oftentimes only be recycled once, if that.
That's why one plant shop in Los Angeles is taking steps to extend the life of plastic pots.
We have a bin here in the shop where customers can come and either leave pots that they are getting rid of and don't need anymore, or they can come and take them if they're ready to pot up a bunch of new things.
At Folia Collective, you won't find plastic on their care instruction cards or plastic bags to carry your plant home. Instead, they reuse the paper the plants arrive to the store in.
Then we also take all of the plastic flats that plants come in. We always take them back to our suppliers so that they can be reused there. So we make sure none of the plastic goods, unless they're broken and just completely not usable anymore, we try to make sure none of them ever end up in landfills.
Alternatives to plastic pots do exist, like fiber-based pots and bioplastic ones, which are made from renewable materials like sawdust and vegetable oil. But not many companies are mass producing them. Some require more water than plastic pots, and some are more expensive.
We are hoping that we will have more growers be willing to take a chance and try these alternative pots. The good news is I think people are becoming much more aware of the environment and climate change and the emissions that are being used for a number of reasons. And it has shown that consumers are willing to pay a little bit more for a material that is recycled.
Okay, look at NBCLX News kicking us off into the weekend with some fun facts. All right, well, that's all the news I've got for you today. Be sure to tune back in next week for more of what you need to know. I'm Kay Ingram. See you next time.